goes. It's just, there we are.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tally the Votes. We are on episode 4 already, 2/3 way done of Big Brother Reindeer Games. How are you guys doing tonight? We got
Good.
Jake
Good.
and David's back.
Doing great.
Oh, please. No, sorry.
That's my X symbol.
I understand. But just
A
like
little sad tonight and surprised that I was sad tonight. Like me, I am sad that Josh is leaving this game. What?
to be fair, he was so much better
He was such a grown up and kind of
him.
cool this time.
Yep.
Yeah. He was all love and less meat.
Well, except for when Frankie named him, he was definitely a little salty for a minute because there was no hug given.
But then I will say that if he was a little salty, it was because he thought that he would lose against Nicole. And if that's the case, well done, Josh. You fear her.
I think you're a fool not to. I don't know. People, if you underestimate her, you don't watch the game. It's just
so often, though, they will. I think I have seen X in a different light this season. We talked about it while you were gone last week or on last Thursday night.
I listened to your show. I actually think you guys are better without me here.
Okay.
That's just.
I told Jamie that it was hard for me to handle.
It's the hen house.
You're not as funny, and you're definitely not as unpredictable, but you definitely have better insights and stuff.
I think this season, everyone's had a little maturity under their belt, a little bit more life in the fandom. They've gotten to see their seasons and other things. So I've seen some differences in personalities. Like we had said with Taylor, it seemed that she is, and I'm not saying it's not deserved. I still love Taylor, but she's a little full of herself in the Reindeer Games or something. I don't know.
I think it's because one, she's like she's got the showman thing, right? Like she's gonna deliver the lines and have the sass and all that. But also I just think she's not in a place where she's having to crawl from the bottom up to the top. Like she came in as a winner of Big Brother.
And she still has not touched a reindeer game. So I mean she hasn't been in a single game. And
she's, it's a different.
I don't know. It's more her attitude that I know.
She's got a super dynamic personality.
I feel like,
and she's got a lot going for her. Is all I'm saying.
She was so much more humble in her season. So
she's kind of always had a lot of sass she could throw down.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like she's always got a little bit of but. Yeah, I think there's
were you buying
just the difference of not having to climb from the bottom up,
Were you buying what she was selling with the difficulty of the Nicole Xavier decision, or do you think that was all for the cameras and
no? I think she did one on All Girls Alliance. I think she does one on All Girls Alliance, but I think she's more afraid of Frankie than she wants the All Girls Alliance. You know what I mean?
As she should be.
Yeah, I do.
But at the same time, she's not like
that. I think she honestly does think Xavier's her better chance as an ally going against Frankie. Yeah,
which means she's not an All Girls Alliance. She's a Taylor Alliance. She's not for instance,
you're forgetting
when the Cookout won that season.
What's the first rule of reality show TV? 100% of all female alliances fail.
Yes, and they know this.
Be a struggle,
but you have 3 girls, I think, who are willing to do it this time, or 2 girls or 3 girls, whatever. I guess Danielle's gone. But I think it was one of those situations where we could do this girls' alliance, and wouldn't that be great? But she wasn't like the Cookout was. If any of us, as people of color, if any of us win, this is going to be awesome. If we can all, one of us wins. Right. But Taylor is definitely I want to win.
Yeah, she's not about what it represents at the end of it. She just wants to win the damn thing.
Correct. So she's like, who's going to help me?
Yep.
She's right to fear Frankie right now.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, definitely.
Frankie has super surprised me. I'm not saying that I didn't think Frankie was so good, but dang, I guess I didn't remember how good he was. And it's been several years since he's been on, and wow, he's just
So being is asked the question. In a fictional world where Frankie has already been knocked out of the house, would Taylor have had made the same choice between Nicole and Xavier? And I think she would have.
Yeah, I think she would have too.
Yeah, I don't think it would have mattered. Honestly, I wish it would have, because I think it would have been better to see Josh and Xavier go up against each other.
See, the first rule of reality TV.
But it is, but it has to be, all rules are broken eventually, David.
It'll never happen. Because girls are mean to each other. I don't know why that is, but it's a truism.
Because it's Nicole flipping Franzel.
Well, she's gonna go to the guy who can protect her the most.
Yeah, so I think that Taylor, well, no, that's honest. She really does do that.
She does.
That is her game.
About that. I mean, that's her
game.
No.
I'm just saying that that person right now is Frankie, and I don't think it's fair to represent him in that same way.
Frankie? No, I mean, like,
because she's not trying to use like her cuteness or her flirt.
No.
No. I'm not saying she's doing that. I'm just saying
she's not
that's
doing
what she's
that
done
now.
in the past.
But that was kind of her.
That's why I'm saying it's different this time.
Yes, exactly. I think that when we're not seeing the social dynamic and what little bit of conversations they get to have, you got to realize too, there's probably some like inherent bias going into this too, because they are all part of the like Big Brother Survivor alumni ring. They go to all these events, that they crisscross friendships,
Amazing Grace and Traders and all the challenge. Yeah, that whole community.
Truth be told, Franzel isn't in a lot of those. She's not, because she's not. But no, because she's not friends with a lot of those people. She just isn't. It's not her thing. There's like, it always feels like there's a new Franzel.
Mom, I think.
Like having a life.
I don't think she's.
But there's always like a Franzel. There's always some dumb drama that involves Franzel every single year. And it's not necessarily just her doing, but there's always some damn drama around it. And that's why I think she doesn't go to a lot of these events too, because there's a lot of moms, honestly, and busy people running that circuit because it's a job, you know, like it pays bills.
Is Brittany doing it like that? No,
but Brittany's still doing things and is friends with a ton of the people that are in and out of the game. She was part of the Franzel, part of the Franzel drama last year. So.
Well, she was just trying to get people to pay attention to her. So I'll say something about Nicole. That's crappy. I mean,
but the reality is that everybody has the ability to change, and everybody has the ability to grow up, and we know that because now I suddenly like that meatball.
Josh,
who I never did before. But Franzel's made the path she's made on her own personality and stuff. So. I think Taylor getting chummy with the whole everybody and the RHAP group and, who's never in any RHAP groups of any kind, Franzel, so when you come into the house, you might have a little preconceived ideas about how well you can work with somebody.
And they were all salty because they said Rachel Riley was the choice until Franzel responded. And then she, basically CBS just dropped Riley for her.
But don't you think that was because don't you think they thought there'd be some Brittany? Oh, we're gonna have them suss this out because there was
maybe, but I think what's interesting is the Twitter or the Big Brother alumni on Twitter were certainly wanting Rachel Riley in it over Franzel. There's no question.
Yeah,
that's against the point I was making.
Well, it's not to say that Franzel doesn't have a fan base, because she certainly does. But she's been on the games, and between the games and Amazing Race, we've seen her face on 3 of these games already. And so it's not like she's not always called up. I think she's always called up.
I find her less adorable than I used to, though.
Yeah, well, again, whenever she cries, I have a hard time believing it.
It's because she's a mom, right? She's just not as cute now.
No,
Come on, David.
Taylor was
We're
a mom,
calling
she'd
you out
still
here.
be hot. As a matter of fact, if Taylor was a mom and had kids with Xavier, they would be the most beautiful kids ever to walk.
Yes, that we know. I think Nicole Franzel is actually the cutest. I think she's the cutest and prettiest now than I think that I've
really. See,
I think she's a lot prettier.
Well, no, I just think when she was playing the cutesy innocent girl in her early seasons. Yeah, but she wasn't playing that for you. She was playing that for the dudes, and it worked. And
growing up.
That's why I like her better now, I think.
Maybe.
Like, oh, there she is, an actual grown woman.
What was interesting, when she was talking to Taylor, I felt like she was playing normal Big Brother for a minute. Like when she talked about how much I like you and I respect you, and that's not game. And Taylor just looked at her like, But I think that's because you don't have these hours and days to work on somebody. And she tried one of her normal moves on Big Brother and it just fell flat.
But also, it's not like these are not people that don't know each other going into the house for the first time. Everyone knows Franzel pulls out the freaking tears anytime something doesn't go her way. And when she had to get rid of Ian, when she had to put Ian up on the All-Star thing or whatever, she literally sat there and practiced crying on the live feeds in front of the freaking mirror. That's what I mean. People are coming into the game with preconceived ideas and knowledge going, now that's BS. Okay. Pat, that's BS.
Well, I feel like, and I know you guys have seen this meme, the thing about I hate that when I get angry, I cry thing. Or you get angry, you cry, you get any sort of extreme emotion makes you cry. I wonder if that's what it is. If part of it's that like she has
that probably.
I think that's her real life. I think her husband brings home. Look, I saw a T-shirt and thought of you, and I bought it for you, and she cried.
Or just stress. The stress of the day when it starts to get to you, you're just like, oh my gosh.
I think some of that is accurate, but like I said, I watched her on live feeds practicing her eviction speech to Ian and fake crying. Like literally practicing the tears, and then not like going or looking at the camera or anything like that. But then when someone said, I don't think that was very genuine, then she's like, what do you mean it wasn't? So meh.
Okay.
Let's give her at least 1 point in your favor. She didn't name her freaking hair. She didn't.
She didn't.
Always that. That's always a point.
Yeah.
Good job. But I do, all of that being said, I am liking Nicole Franzel now more than I had on other things.
There's kind of
there's a blonde alliance is what's going on.
It's what I like what Frankie said.
I was already calling it that. My daughter and I were sitting there watching. I'm like, I think it's a blonde alliance. What? I just realized it. Thanks, Frankie.
But seriously, my ranking in the house right now obviously is X. Right?
Yeah.
Then Taylor. Then Frankie. Then
that's who you think's good. That's how you think it's how they
No. I'm only saying who I like.
Okay.
Oh,
not necessarily who I think is going to win.
Your ranking. Okay.
Totally different. That's David's ranking.
Nicole. I mean, Nicole's at the bottom.
That's fine. You don't know that. She just beat Josh. You don't know that.
No. I'm not saying
in his list.
I'm just saying my ranking of people I want to win.
Okay, fine.
She is the person I least want to win at this moment.
Yeah, I kind of wanted Josh to stay, but it wasn't like rooting against Franzel either. I was like, I think of the two of them, I want Josh to stay. But
I think right now I don't think I want Taylor to win. Not because I don't like Taylor.
It's because we want Brittany to win, but Taylor's my winner's pick.
I really do want Brittany to win. That's my pick. But I don't want Taylor to win because I feel like she got a lot of positivity and a lot of notoriety from her season.
Yep.
She had totally the hero story, right?
Yep.
Then she parlayed that into a great career. She's back on Reindeer games. She's doing well, but I don't want her to win this because I feel like it'll be too. Like sometimes you need to fail a little bit. You can't win everything.
I kind of don't.
And I don't want X to win for the same reason.
I don't want an X winner to win. Honestly, I would like it better if someone who hasn't won Big Brother wins the Reindeer games. But
that only leaves
Frankie and Brittany.
Frankie's out next, I think.
Think so?
If they don't take him out, he's going to win. He's really smart.
Here's
the other prediction I'll make. If Xavier survives tomorrow night, he wins. Because if you remember, when he played with the Cookout, he didn't win a competition until like he had to. Then he ran the table.
Yes, but then he also ran in the hamster wheel, and it took him twice as long in the hamster wheel to solve a maze as it did Brittany, who is like, let's face it, Brittany is not like the face you think of when you think of Big Brother comp champ.
It felt to me like she was running a little bit, and the thing just happened to go in the right direction.
Okay, so that was Thursday.
I think being smaller was actually beneficial because she gave you more control over the speed of that thing.
Yeah. I was so stressed out at that because I really did think when Frankie did it so fast, I thought, well, that's it. Whoever he picks is going home. And Frankie was like, yeah, whoever I pick is going home. Probably because he just didn't think. And then, to see that Xavier does it and then picks Brittany, I just was crushed. And he was like, I guarantee whoever I pick's going home. And you're like, God dang it.
Brittany thought she was going to the guillotine, man. She was like, that's
oh
it.
My God. Getting upset and like
crying.
Well, we flipped around. Hey.
Because you disappeared for a minute. You were like,
did I?
Yeah.
Sorry, it was just for a millisecond here.
It was like Reindeer game magic. You like
bind. It's like the shell game. But I really liked that she went out there and she did it, and I hope that really proves something to herself. Because I
don't know how much of that's real.
Do you think that was all staged?
What?
I think some of that is.
He can't believe that Brittany did it in a minute.
Oh, please don't put me up because I'll lose.
No, it was okay. So this, from what I am hearing in like the the chatter, the after chatter is one. No, they were all really that dramatic, and then they sat there for hours making fun of each other of how fucking dramatic it got.
Really? after it was
and they were like yes, after the fact they were all just like laughing about how ridiculously dramatic everything was.
I really love that challenge. The only thing I would have done was put a timer on the decision. I think I said this last time on the decision. So like Frankie, when he got out, would have had 4 minutes to pick the person who was going to follow him. Xavier would have had 3. Right, so you had to talk to people faster.
Because then they each got like 5 minutes, didn't they?
Gotcha. So you're talking kind of about.
I don't even know that they timed it. I think they just sort of let them make their decision.
So it'd be more like a double eviction, like speed it, like.
Well, just to put the pressure.
Yeah.
That would have been neat.
Now, do you think they'd be able to take something like that, like the wheel? I mean, obviously, we've seen the endurance where you hold on to the thing throwing you around. We've seen that on Big Brother 1,000,001 times. But something like this wheel, and in the format that they did it, would we be able to see some version of that transfer over really well into like a veto comp, say?
Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah, I think you could. Absolutely.
Yeah. Best time.
Yeah,
it would be kind of like the balance beam thing.
Oh, and that would be interesting too to see.
You know what I mean? Where whoever has the best time stands there, and then it's it's like, oh no, you're out.
But maybe change it up because we always get that who does things in the best time, right? Like that's kind of meh. The real like exciting part, I felt like the most exciting
part getting laughed
about this challenge is that you really had to think socially. Who am I going to put up? What happens if they stay? Who are they going to put up? Are they going to in turn go after one of my allies? Yeah. This game is one of those that could destroy alliances.
Right. In a double eviction night where it had to be done quick. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
That would be.
Yeah. It would really be better than the actual pressure cooker. Them trying to figure it out.
Where they made him stand there.
So Frankie puts up Xavier. I think that was absolutely the best move for him because he's like, I have to get another.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
No, Frankie's best move of the night was choosing Taylor as his partner because he knew she was gunning for him.
That's true.
Yeah, that was really
was a smart move because she's like, I don't want to be his partner, and he's like, Taylor.
Don't have a chance. But him putting Xavier into the hamster wheel was his chance, right? Xavier putting Brittany in it, did he really have to fear Brittany? Like,
no, I just think he thought somebody had to go home, and he felt she was irrelevant to his game.
Quick means to an end. Yeah.
Yeah, she was irrelevant to his game. Danielle would have worked just as well in his mind, I think.
I don't think so. I thought him and Danielle were him and Danielle. That's why they put Danielle in, because they thought it would hurt Xavier, because they thought Danielle had him like wrapped around, like they were all.
Well, and Xavier and Taylor and Day One and Josh, like they all talked about having an alliance, and then we even got the like confessional from Danielle where she's like, well, they all think that, but I'm not, right? I'll just let them keep thinking that I'm in this alliance. And she was supposed to be in the all girls alliance,
right? But then right before or last episode, they had talked about how they didn't trust Danielle. They're like, is she really with us? Because she's always with Xavier. So I think that's why she got put in, and there was no way she was going to win.
And also, reality TV rule number 1. They all know 100% of all female alliances fail.
David, this is why we need you here. You are the extra grit sandpaper to all of me and Jamie's dreams. Thank you.
I'm just saying, you could dream it, but you know what? How many seasons of Big Brother? 25. 45 seasons of Survivor.
The Widows Brigade was pretty tight.
There's never been an all-female alliance that's been successful.
The Widows Brigade was pretty damn successful.
Were they?
On Survivor, yeah, sure they were. That's why they still have a name. That's why we still know who they are when we mention the name.
Yes, but
though it is rare, but there was another one too. There was another girls alliance on Survivor that was actually very successful and like went all the way to the end. And I cannot.
And they even got someone to give their idol away, right?
But did they win? But did they win?
One of them did. Yes. Poverty won.
Yes. Yeah. Ouch, David. Ouch. It just is rare. It is very difficult.
Okay, like so 99% of all female.
It is very difficult, and it's not something that usually pans.
How many bro alliances have rolled the game?
A lot, because
7, 8, 10, 15.
Okay, but you have to think about it. The reason the bro alliances stick together is because they think that there are lots of them.
But there's a girl and all girl alliance.
Superior to the girls, so of course they're going to keep their alliance.
Do you know how many all guys alliance have started? Because there's one guy that's like, yeah, they're forming an all girls alliance. I can tell, like they're doing it.
Well, and plus dudes are like, you want to be in an alliance? Yeah, cool. And then they never talk about it again. But the girls are like, do you think she really likes me? I think she's talking about me. I want to throw her out because she's talking about me. No, maybe she wasn't talking about. Maybe she was just putting mascara on. That's how it rolls.
Well, not so much in Survivor. There's sort of a mascara shortage, so I'm going to call you out on that.
I was talking. This is primarily a Big Brother podcast, is it not?
No, I'm going to tell you. This is why most of the time, the reason why the all-girl alliance doesn't work out is because for whatever reason, the girl in the showmance is always in that goddamn all-girl alliance.
Well, that's part of it, but it's also because girls are smarter and girls are more devious, so they assume all the other girls
are I'm out of here.
Are just as devious as they are and plotting against them. Whereas the dudes are like, yeah, dude, we're cool. High five.
If these are all kind of social experiments, right? I think it's society's, whether you agree with it or not, it's society's perception that men are strong and women are not as strong, and the men think that they have to like alpha each other up, right? And they want to be with the other alphas, and they don't think they need the women, so they cut them out. They don't even think of them. And the women start going, wait a minute, these big guys are going to take me out or whatever. I can't compete against them, so therefore I need to get at least one guy to protect me. It's a societal thing, don't you think? That's why they do that way?
Part of it, but some of it is just dudes being dudes. If you give 3 guys a case of beer and throw on a football game, there is only one possible outcome. They're all going to sit there and watch the football game, drink beer, and cheer. If you give 3 women 2 bottles of wine and put a movie on, there's about 1,000 possible outcomes, from having a good time to crying to fighting. I mean,
here's what I think.
Dudes are just stupid and simple. It's my point.
as a lady, I would say if it's a bunch of ladies and there's wine involved and then the TV comes on, we're not even going to end up watching TV. Something's going to be on in the background.
Right,
we're going to be talking.
TV and cheer and be done.
That's true. Yeah. The TV's irrelevant in this experiment. The
scenario,
the television's irrelevant.
Time together, David. We don't have to have a idea of why.
What we're actually talking about,
my friends, unless there's
what we're actually talking about is all the dudes over there watching that dumb football game.
Like, right, exactly.
Ew.
My point is that women are inherently a far more complex creature than guys.
They're more social. There's more social dynamic.
And they don't question it. He's my dude. I'm good. And they never question it again.
And I think that the society
behind me, at my back.
The social expectation is that the guys are going to be good at the competitions and the women will be better at the social aspects of the game. But something that we've seen change a lot in the last generation, especially the last 5 or 6 years in both of these shows, is those lines are starting to crisscross a lot. Yeah. And now when you have
how dominant some of the females
can be. And now when you have a guys alliance, it's not enough just to have like muscle. There's got to be muscle, and then there's got to be the guy that is the thinker. The thinker has to partner up with muscle.
What else has changed in the last 5 years? Is they put no male athletic people on the show.
You keep saying that, but I'm sorry. And I'm looking at Austin on Survivor, and he looks pretty damn athletic.
I think they're finding like more normal people, like just run of the mill, like people you could actually know and
not pulling from like model agencies and stuff, which is got a good thing and a bad thing for the game. It's tough for Big Brother, and it's tough for Survivor, a show that's been around for so long. That when you stop, as like a loyalist to the show, we don't really like when we just get
ooh, dang.
We don't really like when we get people who are just like called in by an agent, right? That don't have any love for the game. That frustrates us.
Oh, it doesn't frustrate me.
But the thing is like, well, it used to frustrate most fans. Let's put it that way. It used to frustrate most fans. But now they started, because that was a common thing, people would get frustrated with that. Then you start getting more and more of the fan base applying for the show. Then they start getting more and more of the fan base brought into the show. The problem with it being all fan base is that they already know the game so damn well. It's like, where are you going to corner and change it? How do you pivot this game?
Dudes that can't pull themselves out of the water.
But then you've got...
They're so physically weak.
But then you go into Big Brother, and you got to look, some of the best players that Big Brother has had in the last couple years aren't longtime fans.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about one tonight. Taylor was not a Big Brother fan. Right. She did not know the game top and bottom.
But I think fans have a bigger advantage in Big Brother than they do on Survivor, frankly.
Yes and no, just because of the way that the game is set up and how long the game goes. But I think that if Big Brother was, within the same realm of time as Survivor.
Maybe, but a good portion of Survivor is, how do you do when you're not eating? How do you do when you're not brushing your teeth? How do you do, you know what I'm saying? That's a whole different thing.
When you're covered in spider bites and sunburns.
Right. No, it's the constant,
and you've been rained on for 4 consecutive days,
Yeah.
Yeah, I realize now I could never, ever be on Survivor.
You just have sand in your crack 24/7.
It would just be like they say, like you get there and you're like, oh, and then
it's not normal.
And then you're like, oh shoot, we're sleeping out here tonight, and just the constant realization that, oh, there's no food today. Oh, every single thing I consume, I have to freaking find it.
It's sort of the like theory when you see like really cool places, across the globe, and you think that you want to travel and you want to go see those places, and you have that goal in your head that you want to go see those places, but you don't think about the 7.5-hour bus ride with that's packed with a bunch of strangers and is hot and doesn't have air conditioning in order to get to that.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like I've always dreamed of seeing the Taj Mahal, but the idea of going to India terrifies me.
Yeah, it's
because that's not just like flying. That's like a trek.
I just don't think I'd be good there,
Yeah. So Big Brother and Survivor definitely have very different aspects to their gameplay. But reeling it back into what we were originally starting from,
switching gears,
is that girls' alliances it is a tough thing to make happen for multiple reasons, and I think all of them that we mentioned play a part in that. All of that being said, the fact that it was Taylor that broke up the girls' alliance and not Nicole Franzel blows my mind.
Well, no, wait, I don't think she broke it up.
Yeah, she did. She chose Xavier
she
over
chose
Nicole.
Xavier over.
She broke it up.
Yeah, but she did.
No, she broke it up because it was Nicole that she put aside. It wasn't.
Come on, David. Call it
was
what
Nicole.
it is.
She
exactly
broke up the girls' alliance.
Yeah.
Okay.
She
First of all,
chose a man over the girl.
There was never really a girls' alliance. That's the thing. She's smart enough to know.
No, there wasn't really a girls' alliance.
I see how I've adapted. 99% of all girls' alliances fail, and she wants to win. So why would you ever hitch your wagon to a female alliance in these games?
Because all of the David guys in the world are saying you can't have an all-girls alliance because this all-girls alliance that you guys both decided was an all-girls alliance isn't actually an alliance. And therefore no girl alliance can work because all of them are mythological.
Yes.
That's the science. That's the David
It
science.
is.
The
Well,
David G-O-double-T science.
No, wait a second. It's not the David science. It's what we've observed for years and years and years.
I don't think that they're all. I don't think they're all.
If you're Taylor and you want to win, who do you have a better chance of winning with, Xavier or the All Girls Alliance?
Sure, but what I'm saying,
it depends. If Xavier's gone and it's just the All Girls Alliance, I think she does okay.
Frankie wins.
Right, but what I'm saying is
he's not in the All Girls Alliance.
That's beside the point. She made the right choice for her own game. That's beside the point. The point is on the All Girls Alliance is that if you have an alliance with all girls and one person strays from that alliance and decides to ruin it, and then you say, well, there can't be an all girls alliance. It doesn't exist. They're not successful. Then you've got to look at every single alliance where somebody left that alliance, whether it's all girls, all males, or mix and match. Alliances break up. That's the fun of these games.
But I'm saying there's been more successful all-male alliances by a factor of 10-fold, maybe 15-fold.
Nobody's arguing that. That's true.
So that's all I'm saying, is that if you had to choose one or the other, you're better off.
And that Taylor broke up this all-girls alliance.
And that's why boys are better. Okay, so.
Yeah, because they're just going to watch their football games while we decorate the Christmas tree.
Right, exactly. And then we're going to come tell you why you're doing it wrong.
I'm so glad my husband hates football. I'm just putting that out there.
Mine too.
Give me a Sunday with him. He'll be into it.
No. He would just leave the room and find something else to do. Okay, so I guess that was for my what girls rule, boys drool. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So tonight, gosh, we went so far off a tangent. I don't even know.
That's how we do things. That's how we roll.
Bean, it's not that I didn't enjoy that conversation. It's just that I think David has this point of view, and that's fine. But I think we also have to acknowledge that it is not, you cannot paint it all with the same brush. And he's not exactly 100% accurate. And we think that those things are starting to shift and change. And that can happen too. Things
Based
evolve.
on what?
People evolve.
We're in a shift. There's a shift. It's happening. It's happening, man. I'm telling you.
I mean, there are statistically more females on the planet than males. So
Truth.
Already, yeah.
And
maybe we'll take over. Okay. So tonight we got.
Do you think
really
do you think
game.
Xavier would have won against Josh? I mean, like, how do you think he would have done in this if it wasn't Franzel? How well would he have done in this?
100% he wins over him.
I mean, how does he do with motion sickness?
Josh was doomed because he's a heavy dude, and that
sure, but
it was the momentum. It was the momentum that they started getting flung.
After they got them all tired, they were like, "Get off of these candy canes!"
Yeah.
Like threw them out there.
I don't know,
but I don't know because I don't remember how Xavier was on his season with any endurance, especially spinning endurance, because some people can't do it.
I feel like Xavier would have taken it again over Josh, but I mean, Who knows? It just takes one erratic movement for you to lose your grip or something. You start getting.
Do you know who would have won all of these challenges?
Who?
Rachel Riley. Because
not gonna take away her man.
Okay, that's true.
Because even when she's spinning and nauseous, like she will literally vomit and stay on. As she's on there, she's like, I'm not getting down. I'm not coming out here.
I wonder if did you see like the material of it was like weirdly like a stiff foam, but it was like shiny. I'm gonna guess your hands get really sweaty on that. It like
did you see the coat like glowing in her hands?
Yeah, like she was trying to make a sticky or something, maybe.
I gotta say the funniest comment of the episode is she goes, I can smell my own armpits.
Yes. I really do like Franzel's like commentary to herself when she's in the middle of challenges. It's pretty great.
and I'm just like, even if I could in that situation, I wouldn't say it on TV.
Oh, she's so funny. Like I do recall her on Amazing Race, like riding on the elephant. She had so many funny things to say.
Yeah, I mean, she's not too prissy. You know what I mean? She'll say things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was like good for her for staying on, because I think that was hard.
Yeah. I mean, not at when first. She came on, I was when they showed what it was, I thought she was going to win right away.
Yeah. Well,
I was shocked that she fell off when he did.
Well, they were throwing them around pretty hard. I think that it was a good thing because I think if either one of them would have stayed on through that, they probably would have like whiplash or something. It went like full like bull ride, right?
Right. That's where
that's what it was. It was an electric bull. Like just instead of a bull, they had a candy cane on it.
Yep.
That's exactly what
it went full blast.
And what was super fair about it is they were both moving the exact same movements, the exact same speed.
Yep.
And so
whoever was controlling it, and you know, Well, now you two probably are old enough to remember, but in the late 70s, early 80s, I remember going to with my father and his second wife to the country western bars when Urban Cowboy and that was a big deal. And riding the electronic bull.
We don't do that.
No,
we're old enough or not, we do not do that.
Oh, not like this.
Not a woo girl. Like, but bull riding's for woo girls, and I'm just not.
Bean has figured out how an all-girl alliance will succeed.
Okay, hold on.
There you go.
Whoa. First of all, I think that would be fun. I would have fun watching it. However, no, because then they would say what the one male on our panel just said. Which is that's the only way they can win. Or that's the only way they can win.
I know it never said that.
No.
No. There probably have been more female winners than male winners. I'm not contending that at all.
You know, I think as these games seem to shift toward more social, you know, that social aspect of it, everyone's on a level playing field socially. And this is where sometimes if you're a physical guy, big guy who like doesn't have very good social game, well, it's not going to save you.
Well, and it used to be in Survivor, at least, that the physical person had an advantage in the pre-merge, let's call it, and the social person had the advantage in the post-merge.
Yeah,
it's how I always read the game.
Right. Well, and they always
Big Brother, not so much.
And I mean, and really, another reason why you're seeing a shift in a lot of the casting decisions too on these like big athletic people is because it's become systematic. If there's a big athletic guy, threat, get him out. Oh, there's another one, threat, get him out.
There's only one now. That's why.
But
it depends.
But if they have them, they're also people that can do great socially, that are really smart and can solve puzzles, and they're not just like one beat people.
I mean, sometimes it's that they have no social game. Sometimes it's just that they're like, I don't know, like doing like kung fu all the time around camp.
Yeah, no kidding.
Or like
get this guy out of here.
Or like talking down to you like that they're your dad.
Yeah, or your like, fun uncle, you know.
Well, we got
no, there was nothing fun uncle about him. he said he was the fun uncle, but like, you cannot call yourself the fun uncle. That's what the nieces and nephews tell you. You're the fun uncle. You can't say I'm the fun uncle.
Like giving
if you're
yourself
saying you're the fun uncle, no one else is saying it. You're not the fun uncle.
You can't make up your own.
You may be the weird uncle.
The bossy uncle.
Uncle Tati.
Oh, the weird
They're the one that thinks they have to tell everybody everything all the time. Critique them. Nobody put you on this planet.
I've decided something about Frankie tonight. I figured it out.
He's fabulous.
I'm like, who does
he really is
remind me of? Who does he remind me of? Like I mean, yes, there's Frankie. There's always that bit of Frankie there. That's just him. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, man.
I don't
like
see it.
All the way. He's the hair,
but like a more fabulous
hairstyle. Yes, definitely more fabulous. But when he was doing his DRs, he was just basically impersonating Jim Carrey. Like I was like, wow, this is weird.
Frankie.
This is kind of weird.
And I would lay 10 to 1 odds he's seen none of those movies.
I don't.
Because he's young.
I bet you him and his sister watch him.
Has no career anymore. So who is going back and watching old Jim Carrey movies?
Nah, he's seen them. He saw him growing up like the rest of us did.
When was the last Jim Carrey hit movie?
It doesn't matter. He
saw Ace Ventura in the movie theater as a kid like the rest of us his age did.
Right. And those things like...
No, because Ace Ventura was like 1990, wasn't it?
Yes, but look at Adam Sandler flicks. Adam Sandler flicks are still extremely popular with kids, and they weren't even born when some of those movies came out.
Yeah, Pet Detective is on cable all the time. It is all the time. Just saying.
1995.
Yep.
So if Frankie is 28, it would have come out the year he was born.
Cool.
If he was 30, he'd have been 2.
I'm just telling you, go back and watch the DR. He's doing Pet Detective, man. He's Ace Ventura.
Right.
Yep, he is. It's a little weird. It's weird. I don't remember that of him previously, and I would have remembered that. This is a new way of speaking. It's weird. I'm like, what is this? What's happening right now? And then I look over at my husband, and he's like, yeah, I heard it too. I'm just saying. I'll find a clip and I'm going to share it. Okay. And then everybody else can be a judge as I am.
And that clip will appear on our Facebook page.
Yes, sir. Most likely. You are the king of a segue, David.
I'm a man of no talent whatsoever.
I don't know. You're pretty talented at segues.
Really annoyed Christy tonight, so there's that.
But don't do the actual segues. You might fall off.
Or start your house on fire.
No. At work, I'm not allowed to ride the Segway.
Exactly.
You have to have a safety course.
Well, and honestly, those things look like are like hip breakers immediately.
No, they're a lot of fun.
Oh, okay. But you're not supposed to ride one, you said. See, a rule follower.
25 years.
That sounds just like an all-man alliance. They break the rules.
Yeah, we do. And we all know we're going to break the rules. And
cheaters,
we're cool with it.
Cheater. Old white men, all cheaters.
And young white men, too. And
all those cis white men.
And young black men and young Hispanic men and young...
Playing all that football.
Indian heritage, both American and Southeastern Asian Indian.
They're all cheaters?
No, we're all dudes. Dudes are all the same. That's why it works.
You heard it here first. David got this. All men are cheaters.
All the same.
All men are just kind of think the same way. We're simple creatures. That's why we're so easily manipulated.
You do have that. I'll give you that.
By things like Nicole crying. I would fall for that.
Fool! You would not be in my alliance then. If we ever have to play this damn game with a Franzel and she starts crying, I'm gonna knock your block off. Snap out of it.
It's okay. You can cry. You can feel bad for them. You can console them. You can pat them on the back. That doesn't mean you change your game for them.
There you go.
I think so too, Bean. I think she is salty.
It's okay.
I think she's salty because she doesn't have a cool hat like I have.
She does have some excellent bows There is that.
Wait, on the side.
And she looks much more adorable than I do, and so does Jamie. But that was going to happen whether or not I showed up or not.
I look like I'm going to show up in your window and like stab you.
Oh wow!
I look kind of creepy. Like,
you kind of got like a
like the leprechaun version of Elf.
I think it's the ears.
It's a little terrifying, right? It's a little scary.
It is. Okay, let's talk about who we have for the winner and who we really think are going to be the winner, and then wrap up.
Oh gosh. Okay, so we got 2 more episodes. We got tomorrow night. We got Thursday night. We are recording Thursday night after the family finale. We are not.
Are we recording tomorrow or not?
Will we have things to say?
I don't know.
Well, we could like do a half hour, and that goes on as we did tonight.
Sure. Yeah, we're so good at staying on task. Half hour, whatever.
I'm not going to be in a good mood 2 days in a row, so we'll get out of here faster.
Oh, you're in a good mood today?
You know,
solid.
I'm pulling your shade on a girl thing for like a half hour.
We can. I hope that we're talking about somebody who's gone tomorrow that no matter who it is, somebody's going to be sad.
Okay, well, who do you think is going to go tomorrow?
I don't know. It's hard to say because it all depends what the silly first advantage is.
Okay, but nobody can know, so let's just guess for fun.
Because this is literally the elimination of the very last player, right?
Yeah, because I'm down to
the other 4 go to the reindeer games, whatever that is, and we don't really know.
And I think that if you are Frankie, you have to look at the different. Frankie wants Xavier out. He thinks he can beat any of those ladies. I think, and he can.
Yeah, he's going to want to keep Brittany.
And Xavier wants Frankie out.
And Xavier is going to want Frankie. Taylor wants Frankie out.
Right.
So that's true.
But what about going to be a target?
What will Nicole and Brittany want? Who will they want out? Do they want Frankie out? Do they want Xavier out at this point?
They're going to want Xavier or Taylor
out. They want Xavier out, I think. Well,
Nicole's going to want Taylor. Nicole's going to want Taylor out because that's Nicole. But she's also going to maybe, if everyone else is saying Xavier, then I could see where she'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. He's the biggest competition.
Yeah. And till this very moment, I liked most of everything Bean said, but that is wrong. Bean, you are incorrect.
I know what Bean's right, because you have to think about it. Who doesn't want Taylor to go to the final, to the Reindeer games, might want Xavier gone too. I think everyone could want.
She's fixated on Frankie, though. That's why she kept it.
She is with good reason. But for her, it'll be like one of them has to go. Only one of them can stay.
I think that's true.
So she would be fine with either of the guys going. I think all of them would be fine with either of the guys going, and then the 2 guys want each other gone.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it might. I feel like Xavier would get voted out, or no, I guess it doesn't matter because it's whoever wins the final showdown. So let's say it was a head-to-head fight.
Out of the 3 girls, who do you think is the biggest challenge against Frankie or Xavier's game? Taylor. Or Franzel?
Probably.
Well, it could be Franzel.
It depends on the challenge.
It depends on the challenge.
But dude, Franzel did that thing that they were stacking the gingerbread man, right?
Yeah.
And everybody was super struggling with that.
Played a bunch of times, so she's seen a lot more challenges than Taylor has.
Yeah, and I guess on that challenge too, by the way, that challenge with the gingerbread man thing, it did go on forever and a day.
That's one of those things
and that she had to redo it 3 different times. We only saw her had to redo it once, but she had to redo it 3 different times. And apparently, Derek X, which by the way, thank you for bringing Derek X.
Well, you know who's going to be tomorrow?
Who?
Tiffany.
Tiffany hasn't shown up, so she'll do that, or maybe she'll just do the reindeer games. But she's definitely doing the rest.
Might be it. But Derek X is a fantastic host, and I guess like the whole time he was trying to do his best Jeff Probst, and they kept yelling at him to stop that.
Oh, really?
I thought he was fantastic.
You gotta dig deep.
Yep, he was doing like all of that, and he was like,
how could they not show any of that? That would have been gold.
That would have been fun.
Gold, stop doing that.
He's having fun with it. I love Derek X. What were we saying though?
Okay, Derek X is probably
the female. Which female?
All of them that I'd want to go have a beer with, because I think he's just
same
hilarious.
thing.
We were saying the gingerbread thing in that competition because they do that in other ways too. This one seemed harder because of how they were the little blocks. unheavy in the right order. It wasn't just stack them any way you want, right? While they do with the little bottles and things. Can they actually like disengage and stop and put their thing down for a second and like shake it out? They never seem to do that. They always seem to like.
They just don't show it.
But I would have to do that. If it fell, you have to like kind of like get your head back in it. And I'd have to like shake it all out.
Yeah,
you know?
because I would be fighting the urge to punch it. Like, I mean, it would just be so aggravating, you know?
Definitely anger would be coming up. But as you're standing there all tense because they're working, their hands and their face are like, you know what I mean? And the way they're doing it, you would have so much tension in your arms. It just makes you more shaky.
Yep. It gets worse and worse.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
now you have to answer the question, Christy.
Oh.
Who goes home? Who's gonna win? Now, who you picked? Who's gonna win?
I think one of the guys. It all depends on who gets to make the decision of who's in the reindeer games.
Okay, but you gotta answer the question.
It can at this point right now it could be anybody.
It's too hard to answer. It's too hard to
answer. This is why
there's so many moving parts on this game. You can't. There's so many moving parts. Like, okay, for instance, on Survivor, you could go, oh, I think this team's going to win. Therefore, this team's going to go to count tribal. So I think of those people, this person's on the bottom. That's easier. In this situation, with 3 different things, and it's all, I don't know. I can't see Frankie not winning to be able to make the decision. I think he'll make a decision. And I feel like the writing's on the wall for him to try and get X out again.
I'm starting to kind of just have the feeling that Frankie's going to win it, the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think he's getting a winner's edit. There's no question.
It's starting to feel like this is our winner.
And you know what? Frankie's played super well, and he hasn't been as annoying as I thought he was going to be from what he did with the whatever verse thing.
Yeah.
That was so bad. I was like,
awful.
Yeah, so I was not excited when I saw he was cast for this year, but he's been okay. Just like Josh was the other one. I was like, oh my God, really?
Yep.
But Josh was really more toned down. Like they were so much more palatable in 6 episodes. Or
it's
I guess 4 episodes.
What happens when you can go back to your own hotel room at night, right?
Probably. Yeah. And they can go home and have some drinks and like decompress and like
be a little bit more themselves.
Yeah.
Chill.
Get their head in the game.
All right, Jamie, who goes home, who wins?
I think that going home tomorrow. We
don't want to make our winner prediction, do we? No.
It's either gonna. I think it's either going to be
made our winner predictions, but just
right.
I think it's going. I think tomorrow, whoever's going home, it's gonna be either Frankie or Xavier going home tomorrow.
I think it has to be. I think all the ladies know that, but.
I think Frankie goes home tomorrow and Xavier wins. And this is why Dude Alliance is last. See if I can answer the question.
Because you have a freaking bromance with this man.
Yeah. His eyes speak to you.
I also really like
this is why you could never be in an all-girls alliance, because you would just go falling in love with Xavier.
Yeah, you fall. I don't know. I think Xavier, I don't think he's played a great game socially with these people.
But you know what?
I don't think he's doing
I felt the exact same way in his season. Like he was the aloof guy who kind of
I always liked him in his season. He seemed like a stand-up dude. Like
he was the guy that was able to
earnest
like negotiate and and
smart,
be mediator in the
because we would always say like, oh, he's a lawyer. Oh my God, you can see how well he can talk to people.
Well, that really isn't his game.
He doesn't. To me, it doesn't seem to me these episodes we've seen so far. His heart is really in it.
You keep hearing him say, like, I have no relationship with this person. I have no relationship with this person.
Right.
What does that tell you?
Well, then you're not here to play. Like, make that relationship. Do it.
He has a relationship with Taylor in the house, obviously, because Taylor's keeping him close on purpose. Mm-hmm. But I don't know about past Taylor that he has a relationship or an ally in there. So,
well, I think Frankie to an extent.
Oh, I think Frankie will be his friend, but I do not think Frankie will be his
ally. I think Frankie for more to make him a meat shield than anything, but
maybe if it was a long-term game, but not going into
where we're at now.
Okay, so I think Xavier is going to win, and none of you do. So who do you think is going to win? Come on. All of our fans want to know.
We have our fan. Well, we have our fan.
Well, I picked Brittany, right?
Yeah, she picked Brittany, and I said Brittany's who I want to win, but I was thinking Taylor was going to win, and I'm not even saying no to that. So I'll keep it.
Oh, okay. Bean says that's fair. Bean says we didn't talk about how they picked teams and how smart that was, or not smart. What do you think? Frankie picks Taylor to go.
It was smart. It was smart, and I started laughing because I was like, because they're talking about how they need to, Xavier's talking about how he needs to diversify the pairing, which made me laugh because I'm like, dude must have watched like Squid Games before he came in here. Because that's an important lesson. Like diversify.
He said last time his partner, the person.
Do not play with your mom. That's
right.
That's the Squid Game. That's reality show rule number 2. Do not play challenge with your mom.
I haven't been able to watch it yet. Someday I'm gonna watch it and know.
Spoiler alert.
The Book of Rules. I'm
la
really
la
like
la la la.
But I liked the thinking of we need to like get these, because we're gonna have to go head to head.
Sure, but if Nicole had gone home and Josh had stayed, I would not have liked the way they chose that. Just saying.
Well, I don't think I would have changed
an acceptable outcome.
Yeah, I don't think I would have changed it either way. I wanted Josh to stay a little bit more than Nicole, but I wasn't like I said, I wasn't like, oh, I hope she goes. So I thought it was an okay pairing. Also, I'm sorry, but like Josh getting all like teared up and being like saying thank you to Big Brother for changing his life and
yeah. Well, yeah, and I think he's gotten a lot more respect later than he did a season.
A lot.
So and he's like, oh, some of these people are actually my friends, or they're actually nice.
Yeah. Also, he was in his season. He was in the house with a lot of like kind of people, personalities.
Some of them deserved to be called meatballs. That is
I agree.
Sure.
And now he's getting to be in that house with a lot of fun people that seem to respect him. And yeah.
Oh,
get out there.
After the first night, just saying, we haven't seen Frankie jumping up on Xavier. That was that one night deal. So do you think
that's true?
Do you think Xavier has said like, dude, bro, come on?
He's probably like, that was a one-time
pass.
Stop!
Whoa!
That was a one-time pass.
Yeah, I don't want to embarrass you in front of people, but please don't do that again. As they're like walking out to their cars at the end of the night.
I could also see Brittany and being like, yeah, he was like making snark face, like you should have seen the face he was making when you did that. David, what were you doing there?
I was trying to see if that other thing was actually happening tonight, but I couldn't find the link for it.
Just doing all the busy work.
Dean is keeping you honest. Come on, the show's going on.
All right. So, Brittany,
that's all.
Xavier, Taylor, it all sticks.
You know what? I can definitely guarantee you that one of those 5 is going to win.
By the way, I have to point something out.
Good call.
When they formed the teams, what did Nicole and Brittany want to do?
I don't remember.
They wanted to be on a team together, right?
Sure. Yep.
And what ended up happening? They split and went with one with each of the guys because all female alliances can't stay together.
They didn't want that to go on.
I don't think that was so much.
They literally
gave in.
The guys wanted it. They weren't budging.
I
don't know. I think if
that one's a reach. That one's a reach.
The girls would have said, "We're going together. You're on your own." What are the guys going to do?
I think whoever had Josh on their team was not going to win that puzzle.
Not a puzzle guy, that Josh.
I don't think he's a very puzzle guy.
That puzzle looked interesting. I don't know. It seemed like Frankie and them were close.
You know what was hard about it? And I don't know if this for you guys.
I'm sorry. Xavier was close.
It was difficult because every single side was a different color, but the color or different paper, but the papers didn't match when you got them together. So it wasn't even like you could use that as a glue. It was just a total distraction. Weird shapes, weird different hodgepodge of paper. It would have been hard. Anyway.
It was a little tricky. It was a tricky looking puzzle. It's almost as if the people making these games should perhaps try their hand at making the actual Big Brother season games.
I know. You know what the problem has been? I watched like the whole first season of Scrubs, and I think I'm like channeling Dr. Cox, and I'm just annoying Christy for sport at this point.
I'm not annoyed at the slightest. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
She has got teenagers around. She can handle this. She can handle a day.
I am used to dealing with trolls. What can I say? No, I'm just joking. Just joking. Just joking, guys.
Wow. Wow. I can't even believe that happened.
That was really fun. That was. I'm sorry. I'm laughing because it was funny because but I don't mean it at all. I swear, David.
Wow, that just hurt. That hurt.
Sorry.
It's broken. He's so broken.
He probably had to go to the bathroom. He's teasing.
Thursday.
Wait, he's over there. Wait, do your fake crying now, David.
Guys can't do that.
You got to put your hands up under your glasses. No, put your hand up under your glasses. Okay, don't take them off. Do you think those are real? Are those prescription?
Yeah, they're real.
Franzel's glasses?
Franzel's.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, she's blind.
So do you think she wears like contacts and then like swaps them out for her glasses?
Yeah, I think exactly that.
I just have to figure out whatever the lens flare issue she's got with hers is, or not issue. It's actually really good because there's been lots of times where I'm like, are there lenses in those frames? Like, is this like a new girl?
She got those
situation?
expensive glasses.
Yeah.
I don't know if I need some of those without all the glare. Yeah, I need.
Right. That's what I mean. I'm like, that's pretty impressive.
Bean, stop it!
Bean is trying to sow some discord.
Antagonizing.
Honestly,
he's the meatball. He's the meatball in this house.
David has a life. Goes on cruises.
Okay. All right. So we're going into the games tomorrow. Then the final four is going to go into the reindeer games, whatever the heck the reindeer games is going to be, which is going to be on Thursday.
Are we on or are we off tomorrow?
I'm cool with recording tomorrow if you would like to. Thursday, the time is different on Thursday. I need everybody to look and see. It's airing at 7:00 Central instead of 8:00 Central. So it is going to be, and they're not as long. It's not going to be as long. So
is the final within 2 hours?
What do you mean it's not going to be as long?
It's like 90 minutes right now, but I think it's because they were 90 minutes last week. Right. They're not as long. Last week was 90 minutes.
2 hours, 90 minutes.
It was 2 hours the first night, wasn't it?
An hour.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what we've had so far.
Too many people. Yeah. Now it's like streamlined.
So we will be recording and doing the the season finale Survivor podcast over on the Jay and Jack feed at 7:00 Central on Thursday. So I'm going to watch Reindeer game. I'm going to have to start the episode later, so we have to record still at the same time.
Got it.
That's where I was going with this. Is that the episode's shorter, but we still have to record at the same time.
Okay, so we're still going to do.
So we're still 10:15.
Yes, it'll end earlier than we're used to.
Well, this can be our little Christmas party because it's the finale. I don't got work on Friday.
Woo!
It's gonna be good. It's gonna
be
good.
I have to work all the way till Sunday.
Well, you are in the business.
Yeah. Sorry.
This is the big time of year, buddy. I think I had my last day of it today, so I think I've got through it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool beans. Well, then we will jump on tomorrow and give our 2 cents. And I guess until then, we'll see you guys later.
Sounds good.
All right. Don't form an all-female alliance against me because that would be cool.
Oh, please. If we feel, yeah. That was formed. That we don't even have to talk about it. Jamie and I were just like, yeah, we got you. Okay.